Hey guys, Anthony here with Empire Music and EmpireMusicOnline.com, and today we're checking out a super cool bass, very inexpensive bass. This is the Squier by Fender. It's out of the Affinity series. It's a jazz bass, super standard stuff. Take a second if you're watching this on YouTube, if you don't mind, hit subscribe, like the video, thumbs up the video, thanks. Facebook, Instagram, whatever you do on those things, share it around, like it, follow us, yada, yada, yada. We always appreciate that. So back to the bass. This is a Squier, and this happens to me in the shop a whole lot. A kid comes in, or a guitar player comes in, or anybody comes in looking for a bass, and they're on a budget. We're looking for a first bass, or they're a guitar player looking for a bass, just to kind of have in the studio. And I ask them, hey, what kind of music do you like? I like rock, or I like, Chili Peppers, or whatever it might be. And we say, okay, grab a P bass, grab a J bass, whatever it is. We're down in like the $200 to like $400 range with Squier stuff. And nearly every time I grab one and I, plug it in, make sure it works, I think they sound great. Really, really good value packed instruments. And our frame of reference here in the shop, whether you're talking to myself, Joe, or Todd, or anybody in the shop, I'm sitting in a room full of $3,000 to $30,000 instruments. So we're a huge Fender custom shop dealer. So our frame of reference, when we say, hey, this jazz bass that's $300 or $400 sounds great, we know what the $4,000, $5,000 and beyond stuff sounds and feels like. I own a custom shop instrument. I own American Professional, American Performer, Mexican series stuff, vintage instruments, and I own a few Squiers too because, I have a Tele and I have a J bass, and they sound really, really good. They feel really, really good. So like I said, our frame of reference when you come in the shop or you talk to us on the phone is very broad scoping. We understand what you should get out of a $200 instrument and what you should get out of a $20,000 instrument. And we're always very impressed when we pick up the lower line stuff out of Fender or the Squier line, and we play it, we feel it, and say, man, they sound really, really good. So I think we're pretty qualified in order to tell you that you're getting a lot of bang for your buck out of instruments in this price point. Enough with that jargon though. So, Squier Affinity J bass, not a whole lot to talk about spec-wise. It's got an Indian Laurel fretboard, which reacts a lot like Rosewood does. It's an alder body. 2 jazz bass pickups in it, just single coils, really stock standard stuff, volume, tone. Up here, 1.5 inches of the nut, everything you've come to expect out of a jazz bass, the standard size. So what's it sound like? You get a little bit of buzz, obviously, out of your single coils. As soon as you even them out, that buzz goes away, and it's just part and parcel to the single coil pickup. So we get into just everything wide open. So volume up, tone up. And then with a pick. Yeah. As always, need to brush up with the old plectrum. So then we roll up to just the front pickup. As I always say, you really get into P-bass territory with this. Anytime you're just at front pickup. You get a little bit of buzz, because again, we're at the single coil, don't worry about it. Actually, it makes more sense to play something that you're kind of digging in. And then with a pick. roll some of that tone back. And then with fingerstyle. And then we go back to just the bridge pickup on it. And then with a pick. And everything like wide open too. We pulled out some real nice palm muting sounds. So I got everything wide open. I'm gonna go back to about 70%. Pull some slap tones out too. So super versatile instrument, a lot of great tones out of it. It's cheap. It's like, it's $199. What you're pulling out of this bass for $199 is actually pretty incredible. So entry-level player, guitar player looking to just add a bass into their collection, something to record with, maybe gig with. P-bass player, 5-string player, 6-string player, active bass player that's looking for something passive and more kind of rooted in tradition. Great option for you without spending a whole lot of money. So any questions, call me personally here in the shop, 412-343-5299. If you're a guitar player, talk to Joe, talk to Todd, and they'll give you the same scoop that I gave you that, hey, our reference point's awesome. We sell multiple $1,000 instruments, so we understand when we see and hear and feel a quality, cheaper instrument, you know, something more on a budget. So like I said, 412-343-5299, Empire Music Online. Like us on all the interwebs and the social webs and things like that. And anything you need, we are here for you. Thanks.